better. But as I was just saying, this is a game that simulates the 7 Years' War on the European continent. Most of the battles were fought in what is modern day Germany and Austria and Poland. And I'm real horrible at this game, but my previous Let's Play was to end all wars, and I had to stop it prematurely on after episode 15, because on episode 16, every time I tried to play, I got a crash to desktop, and I just could not handle that anymore. So I decided to quit playing that because I had probably 6 crashes to desktop, and I just couldn't handle that anymore. It takes a little while to load the game, so I am going to press on, and this is my Let's Play of Rise of Prussia Gold. So let's start the game. New game. Well, wait a minute. Let's take a look at options first before we try anything else. I had music on 1 or 2, and you heard how loud the music was. I'm going to keep the sounds on because we don't have any trains and we don't have any airplanes, so you won't hear any loud machinery going off. You will hear the battles, but that's not that big of a deal. Language, English. That's my primary language. Regroup armies. If enabled, at the end of each turn, the armies are stacked together in each region, but are not merged together. I don't like that. I like being able to see the armies, so I will not click that. Pause after battle. If enabled, the game will pause and open the battle report after each battle. Yes, that's fine. Tooltip, that's just a delay. Battle animation. It doesn't really show you much. It just shows you a kind of a circular graphic with one faction on one side and another faction on the other side, and it has a little green, red little bar at the bottom going back and forth as to who's doing better. I'll keep it on. Focus on move. Choose for how long the map must focus on the region where a unit arrives. No focus, low delay, medium delay, high delay. Actually, let's put that on medium so we can see where things are moving. Use 3D models. If checked, 3D models will be used instead of 2D counters. And that basically is the difference between, seeing something that looks kind of like a chess piece as opposed to seeing something that looks like just a little cardboard square. Personally, I don't really like the 3D models. No, let's turn them on. People seem to like those. I'll turn those on. Turn compression. If I turn this on, the files will be pressed into a zip format. That is mostly for multiplayer games, play by email, save replay. If checked, a replay of a past turn will be saved. This is useful if you're playing a PvE endgame. I keep this clicked. Doesn't matter. Use Fog of War, yes. Activation rule, I'm going to put it in the middle. The land forces have a medium movement and combat penalty if the stat commander is not activated. In my previous Let's Plays, episodes of To End All Wars, I talked about generals and the difference between a general or commander that is activated and not activated. If he's not activated, he will not move as quickly. He will not. You can't do any offensive actions with the commander if he's not activated, and just a whole bunch of command and movement penalties related to not being active. So I'm going to put that at medium. Delayed commitment. Units will not engage the enemy as soon as they meet them. A delay can occur ranging from 1 hour to several days depending on the commander's strategic rating and depending on whether friendly units are already engaged in a battle. I'm just going to put that on the second highest ranking. Small delay. Just to kind of probably simulate how I think enemy forces didn't immediately start fighting each other as soon as they saw each other. I think that if you read any historical accounts of battles, a lot of battles they don't immediately just all of a sudden just run at each other and start attacking each other. They set up. Sometimes they make camps and camp overnight before they start fighting. So I'm going to put small delay there. Foreign entry. The foreign entry is set to normal. Click to set it to hard. Foreign entry, I believe, means that other nations will join the fight, and I want that to be realistic, so it's set to normal. Historical attrition. The option level is standard. This means that non-moving troops won't lose men from desertion and sickness. Let's put that on historical. Historical for the player only. This means that non-moving player troops will lose men from desertion and sickness every turn. The severity of this loss will vary depending on the region they are in. Units can only receive replacements if situated on depots. Hits can be restored as usual. I'm not going to do hard on that. Extended pool. It just means if you can build a certain amount of extra units or replacement units, I'm going to put it at plus 50%. Naval handling. I don't think the naval boxes really mattered much in this game. Randomized generals. I don't like randomized generals. I want Friedrich the Great to be a very good general, and I want the Prussians to have very good generals like they did historically. I don't want the opposing forces to have historically good ahistorically good generals when they didn't have them, because the Austrians, Russians, and French are going to outnumber me because I'm going to play Friedrich the Great, and if they have better generals than me, I'm not going to have a chance. So, no. AI. Activate AI, yes. Self-explanatory. AI ranking. Current difficulty level is Sergeant. I'm leaving it there. Aggressiveness. Now, there's a little bit of a discussion about aggressiveness in this game and in AGI games. The more aggressive the AI is, the more likely they do crazy stuff that ends up costing the AI the game very quickly. When they're very aggressive, they attack, not small, but medium-sized forces way back into the inner, back lines of the enemy, and they get wiped out. And it makes it very ahistorical and makes it easier for the player to beat the AI. So I have that as low as possible because that's actually the recommended setting, I believe, by the developers. AI detect bonus. This setting gives a bonus in detection points for the AI. The options are no bonus, low bonus, medium bonus, high bonus, very high bonus. For the best game experience, it is recommended to play with a medium bonus for the AI. Okay, we'll do that. Use all behaviors, yes. Just because. Give the AI more time, yes. Why not? Activation bonus for the AI, normal. I'm not very good at this game, so I don't need it to have better than normal activation. And then this is just system stuff. Memory usage. You're allowing the game to use 75% of your physical memory for internal caching purposes. Why not? Max texture size. I have it in the highest. Or maybe this isn't the easiest one. I don't know. You must restart the game. Well, I'm not going to restart the game. Smaller fonts. If you, obviously, if you want larger fonts, it's because, maybe your eyesight's not good. Display borders, yes. It just shows you what the borders of the game, of the each country is. So, with that being said, let's start a new game. And I am going to play Friedrich the Great. Wait a minute. Let's go back. Let's go back. This picture is Friedrich the Great. That's who I'm going to play. He was the leader of Russia during the 7 Years' War, and he is probably the most well-known Prussian of earlier years. You know, obviously Hitler for Germany is the most well-known German, I guess, of all time, but Friedrich the Great is probably the best-known Prussian. He's not called Friedrich the Great for anything. He was called that for a reason. So we're going to play the full campaign. 176 turns. It's a lot, but the amount of troops in this game is smaller than to end all wars, so the turns go a lot quicker. And if you see, it's hard to, it's impossible for me to cursor over all the nations, but if you see on the left, the group of nations that are on Prussia's side, it's Prussia, a bunch of German states, and then I think it's Great Britain, and that looks like France's flag, but I know they shouldn't be on our side. And then looks like one of the might be the Turks. Surely they're not in this game, but on the right side is the Austrians. Oh, okay, that's the French flag. The French flag is the white with the gold stars, as opposed to the French Republic, I guess, flag. That's the old French royal flag for when they had kings. The next one is I don't know. So I don't know what all of those is. It looks like the white cross on the red border is Sweden. They're part of the alliance against Prussia. So, oh, wait a minute. No, it's not gonna. If I click, it doesn't let me cursor over any of the flags. Campaign 56 to 63. Validate, yes. Prussia against Austria. Let's go with Prussia. I am going to be Friedrich the Great. Saxony invaded. Saxony has been invaded by the Prussians on August 29, 1756. Friedrich II had to eliminate the Saxon army before considering any serious action against the Austrian armies stationed in Bohemia. Time was an important factor since Austrian units had been recalled from Hungary, Italy, and the Netherlands and were on the move to reinforce armies in Bohemia. The Saxons avoided combat and withdrew to their fortified camp at Pirna, southeast of Dresden. Military operations were then brought to a standstill. The Prussian army established a blockade while Austrian Field Marshal Braun was hastily refurbishing his relief army at Prague. On Friday, October 1st, the two armies clashed in the plain around Lobositz. Soon the fight centered on the Austrian defense of Lobositz. Friedrich II won the day by taking the village. Their victory proved decisive in convincing the Saxon commander, Count Rutowski, to ask for surrender terms after a failed escape attempts. Harsh terms of capitulation were granted on October 16th. Saxony was out of the conflict. In game terms, the Prussian player must hold and control all three regions with the roads around Pirna. If it manages this feat for 1 to 3 turns, the Saxons shall surrender. The Austrian player must do his best to free one of the roads before it is too late. So, here we are, and I'm using 3D units. So, how do you like them? This is a brigade of cavalry led by Gessler. His name is, well, all they tell me is his last name is Gessler. Doesn't really tell me much more than that, does it? So, their power is 383. Let's take a look at Pirna, because that is what we want to capture. This is the beginning of the war. These are the Prussian troops. The Elba army, led by Friedrich the Great. That's a different picture than that was on the frontispiece for the game credits. Supposedly, this is a more accurate picture of Friedrich the Great at the time of the 7 Years' War, so that's why they put it in. I personally like the other representation of him better, but I have not. I'm too lazy to change that icon. I could change it, but I'm too lazy to go in there and fix it, so I just have never done it. Okay. So what we want to do is we want to control this region of Dresden. This is Depoldeswalde, I'm not sure. And then Radeberg. So if I control all three of those, this one, and this one, for 1 to 3 turns, then the troops here will surrender. And actually, some of these troops will actually form part of our army if we do that, because part of the surrender turns meant that some of the Saxons had to take arms up and join the Prussian forces. So that would be nice. So let's see how far we can go out. So this is the game map. This is modern day Germany, Austria, Poland, some Russia or Ukraine. I don't know. I'm not perfect on the geography, especially with none of the modern day boundaries showing. And of course, at this time, Poland was not a nation. They had been, I think, partitioned by Prussia, Austria, and Russia. Eventually, I believe, after World War I, Poland was reformed, and honestly, I'm pretty happy about that because I am of Polish descent. So I'm pretty happy that there is actually a Polish nation now. I'm very happy about that because at one point they decided that Poland didn't exist anymore. I'm obviously was not alive at that time, but I'm sure that was very distressing to a lot of people. But even this far out, you can see here's Berlin, there's Brandenburg, Magdeburg, Braunschweig, Kassel, Munster. So these are all names you probably are familiar with if you're familiar with German geography. Prague, which is modern day Czechoslovakia. Not Czechoslovakia, it's either the Czech Republic or Slovakia. I think it's the Czech Republic that Prague is in. I might be wrong about that, and I apologize. I'm definitely not trying to insult either one of those nations. If we scroll down, and the map scrolling is a little tough on this game. It's never really been very good. And let's see. This is Vienna. It's called Wien in this game, which I guess is possibly the Austrian spelling and pronunciation, but that's Vienna. Linz, Passau, Regensburg. Regensburg, I don't know if any of you ever read the books, The Hangman's Daughter, but Regensburg is, featured prominently in those books. There's Nuremberg. A lot of people probably remember Nuremberg for the Nuremberg trials after World War II. So, I mean, this kind of shows you the map. Wessel, Dortmund. See, this is all modern day Germany. Hanover, Bremen, Hamburg, obviously a well-known city in Germany. I don't know if Munich's around yet or not. It should be because the Hangman's Daughter is set in the 1600s, and is Munich is there at that point, so it should be around here somewhere. But maybe it's not a big enough city to actually portray on this map at this time. Frankfurt an der Oder, Breslau, Blotz, Königgrätz, um, some of the cities that are in modern day Poland, I believe, Poznan, Torun, I'm not sure about that one. Lodz, Warsaw, spell Warzawa there. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but so you can kind of get if you're familiar at all with German, Polish, Czech Republic, Slovakia, Austria geography in modern day times, you probably recognize many of these names. So that's what the game is at the start. And as I was saying, we want to cordon off Perna camp. So without further ado, and these I've discussed these in my other Let's Play in To Win All Wars, but it's displayed a little differently here. This is a dismiss army. This is where you create armies, form corps, dismiss corps, brigade command. These are all things that I went over in my Let's Play of To Win All Wars. So synchronized movement. This is a very important thing. What this means is everybody that's in his army, and everybody in his army will move at the same pace as the slowest formation. So all these silver stars or whatever they're called is part of the Elba army. So Prince Moritz Corps, Rex Corps or Rex Column, Margraf Karl Corps, and the Keith Corps will all move at the same time as he does if I press synchronized movement, which I'm going to do. So let's move him. Let's move him all the way down here. And it takes him 6 days. And the turns in this game are 15 days long. And one of the reasons why it takes him 6 days is because, and Friedrich the Great has so many great abilities. He is the emperor. His leader has friends in high places. His personal ability only applies to the element itself. I don't know what it does for you. I've never even seen that before. That's something new. Fast mover. 15% move bonus to the whole stack. This ability applies if the leader is in command of a stack. So that's why it only takes him 6 days. That's one of the things. Look at his rankings, 6, 4, and 3. Those are very excellent rankings. Let's go down the list. He's charismatic. He has fire discipline. He is a great strategist. Superior tactician. Reckless. He's a little reckless, yes. An offensive master. So of all these, there's only one that's really bad is reckless. And if he's losing, he will have difficulty retreating. So he's pretty much the best general on the map. Now, I don't want all of these guys moving, so I'm going to keep Keith here. I'm going to keep the Keith Corps here. Actually, shish kebab. I actually do not want to keep him there. I want to move with them. I'm going to hold back. His power is 2354, and his power is 1515. But he's a great general too. His rankings are 555. If you ever or on the internet, you might want to look up James Keith, born in Scotland. He might be better than um, Friedrich the Great, except he doesn't have a bunch of abilities like Friedrich the Great has, which really makes Friedrich the Great unmatched in this game. So, but he's an excellent commander. He's 5, 5, and 5. That is pretty outstanding. And one of the first things I'd like to do is actually, if you look at the mouse over display of the information on this, it says Keith Corps, then it says led by Generals James Keith, required command 20, provided command 39. That goes back to my To End All Wars Let's Plays. He can command 39 command points, but he only has 20 actually in his corps. So what I am going to do is, this guy is a good general, but he's not anywhere near as good as Keith. He's a 5-3-3. So I'm going to take some of these out of his formation and put them in Keith's, because Keith is a much better commander, and he'll make much better use of them. So let's just put that there. 28 of 39. Let's put a couple of loose ones in his. 32 of 39. How about this guy? Try him as well. Well, that's not what I wanted to happen. Okay, so let's see. 32 of 39 still. Was it 4K'd? Alright, 36 of 39. That's good enough. Look at his power now, 3,062. So, I want Wrecked to stop. I don't want him to go with them. Okay. Wheedle's Brigade, or Wheedle's Corps. Let's move him to there. And Cavalry Brigade under Gessler. Let's move him to Redberg as well. And what does this guy say? He's at 4-9. 14 days, so he'll do okay as well. Oh, I think he's cavalry as well. So we're going to try to block off Permanent Camp. And we could go through some of this stuff as we go along. F1, you can actually, in this game, you gotta bear with me. It's been a long time since I played this. Damn, sounds like somebody's killing somebody outside my apartment door. I'm not sure what it is. Oops. I wonder what that did. Well, anyway, F2. These are the replacements. And F3, no options. F4, no options. F5 is the victory points and objective screen. And this tells you the strategic towns, which give you victory points, and then the controlled objectives, which will, when you take these, this is their national morale. So if I took, well, Hanover is going to join Prussia, but if I took Prague, that would be 5 points off their national morale. And up here are the victory points, morale. His national morale is at 119, which is pretty good. Money, 250. Conscripts, 30. War supply 60. Damn, they're really. And then that's the scenario background. Having received reports of the clashes in North America, which was the French and Indian Wars, and having secured the support of Great Britain with a formal alliance, King Friedrich of Prussia determined to strike first. To that end, during the months preceding the outbreak of hostilities, he concentrated his 150,000 men as follows: 11,000 men in Pomerania to watch the Swedes, 26,000 men on the Russian frontier, 37,000 men in Silesia, which I think that's modern-day Poland, and a main body of 70,000 in 3 columns ready to advance into Saxony, one of the small German states in league with Austria, France, and Russia. On the 29th of August, 1756, the Saxon frontier was crossed. Dresden was occupied. On the 10th of September, the Saxon army, about 14,000 strong, falling back before the invaders to the entrenched camp of Pirna in an almost inaccessible and impregnable position. The secret of the Prussian intentions had been so well kept that the Austrians were still widely disseminated in the empire, and such was their unreadiness that they could not advance before several weeks. King Friedrich advanced yet farther up the Elbe to meet the Austrian relief force, and the two armies met at Lobositz on the morning of the 6th of October. The battle began in a thick fog, rendering dispositions very difficult, and victory fell to the Prussians, principally owing to the tenacity displayed by their infantry in a series of disconnected local engagements. The nature of the ground rendered pursuit impossible, and the losses on both sides were approximately equal, 3,000 men, but the result sealed the fate of the Saxons, who, after a half-hearted attempt to escape from their entrenchments, surrendered on the 14th of October and were taken over bodily into the Prussian service with all equipments and munitions. Prussian administrators were appointed to govern the captured country, and the troops took up winter quarters. So basically, if I can get these guys to surrender, I'll get some of their troops. Alright, let's end this turn. And then we'll see, and you'll notice that these turns go by a lot quicker than to end all wars, because there's not as many troops. There are not as many troops. So it'll definitely be, I don't know if it'll be more enjoyable or not, but it'll definitely be quicker. And you'll be able to see the actions a lot quicker. See, it's about to execute the day or the week. So here we go. Here's the first turn coming up. Well, that's interesting. And I didn't turn the sound off, did I? No, because it. And that's the flourish that they play after every turn. There are a lot less messages. A new option is available, a new option is available, a new option is available. Links column has arrived. A lot of active in Stettin, which is up here, which is on the border of Sweden. And Sweden is pretty tough, to be honest. It is this fortress right here is very difficult to take. So I don't know exactly what I'm going to do at this point, but this tells me all the replacements that I received. Sire, agents from Austria have begun a campaign to impose requisitions from the local population in Cologne, Olmütz, Dresden. Requisitions. Sir, troops from Austria have begun to build a redoubt in Cohen. Where's that? Oh, that's right there. Okay, so this is what happened. We didn't move. Pretty sure that I did not move them over there. Okay, so I'm going to move the full army. That's Paris. Okay. Markgraf, and the Keith Corps. So they're all going to move into this Depoldeswald. And I'm actually going to move von Zeiten up as well. I have my troops over here, Links column, and a cavalry corps. Yeah, everybody's there. We'll see if they're able to hold out. They should be, but you never can tell in this game. This game was kind of a little weird. Raise more money. Get a new Prussian general. It costs 5 EP. Prussian regular soldiers training, 3+3 Prussian regular replacement regulars. Prussian elite training. Let's do that. And that one. Why not? Prussian. This is how you get replacements. Prussian militia replacement conversion. Sure, why not? Okay. F9, no. F8. F8, no. F7. So, let's see. My current morale is at 118. Austrian morale is at 110. So, see, there's not much to do here. I mean, you can do this, and these are things that you can do. Scorched earth, requisitions. Let's do requisitions too. They're doing it. And draft. Reconnaissance. Let's do that. That's the end of that. And then we have all these formations I can build. But these are the filters, and that's infantry. The X, that's cavalry. The slash. Artillery is the dot in the square, and then other land units. And then this is Prussia, Great Britain, Hanover, Brunswick, and Hessen. And I think a lot of people who are familiar with the American Revolutionary War know that the Hessians were part of the Great Britain, the British forces. The Hessians were the ones that were captured in, I believe, Trenton, New Jersey. And so that was kind of a minor victory, but it was a victory, and it helped us. We captured, I think, 300 Hessian soldiers that were mercenaries in the Revolutionary War. So that's where they come from, is the state of Hesse, the German state of Hesse. So let's save this. Let me run one more turn, execute this turn, and then we'll stop this episode, because I don't think I think I've been going on fairly long when I was explaining the game. Hopefully we will not get a lot of crash to desktops in this game. I don't remember getting a lot of them in any of the games I've played before. That does not mean it won't happen in this game. When they roll out patches, a lot of the patches go to all of the games because it affects the same engine. So a lot of times they roll out patches to every single game, and if there's a patch that is making To Win All Wars crash to desktop, then it might do it to this one as well. Although I haven't patched this game in a while, so I probably should have checked to see if there are any latest patches for this. Except it could be that the latest patches might be what's causing it to crash.
Oh, here we go.
So this is the battle animation. This is Marshall Brown, I believe. No, wait a minute, that's not Brown. I forget his name, but that's not. And of course, he is Friedrich the Great. That might be the leader of the Saxon forces, because this is Perna. They might be trying to stop us from leaving the region. You know, and there is a kind of a game. I don't know if anybody knows German. I don't know German, so I don't know what they're saying. But it also gives you running, you know, running a dialogue of what's going on in each round. You see the Elba being committed to support the Prince Moritz corps. So now you see they have 70,000 men to their 21,000. It sounds like they're moving a refrigerator outside my apartment door. I don't know if you can hear that or not. Damn. If you can't hear that, then you might be deaf, because it's coming through my headphones. But we're winning. Range assault. This is one of the bigger battles you'll see in this game. I've seen bigger battles, but not very many. Maybe, you know, a couple, 3 or 4 in a full game that will be bigger than this. This is a pretty big battle, but I've seen, you know, 100,000 on one side and 100,000 on another. And so they can get fairly large, but these are obviously not anywhere near as big as what you would get in To End All Wars, where you regularly have battles of 300,000 men on each side. For the Kaiser! So I'm thinking that's Friedrich the Great, maybe? Or maybe they're saying they're talking about the leader of Prussian victory. And this is the old battle result screen. Okay, so this is Friedrich Rutowski against Friedrich II von Preussen. 72,000 men against 50,000 men. We lost 3,400. They lost 7,200. We lost 1,000 horses. They lost 2,700 horses. And cavalry is a big deal in this game. And they lost 1 unit, but a lot of strength. This is the strength they lost, but they only lost 1 unit, so it's pretty good. And then this tells me all the abilities that were arrayed against on our side for the battle, and these are all the opponent abilities arrayed on this side. And you know, we might go through this a little bit more. Let's close this window. Some of your troops need to be committed there, Friedrich. I don't understand. And this tells you exactly what's going on. I keep saying corpse. Markgraf Karl Korps has been committed to support Prince Maritz Corps. Prussia Let's column is entering the battlefield. Rex column is entering the battlefield. Prince Maritz Corps is being committed against the Colorado. So this is probably going to be another victory. It's not a very long episode of Let's Play because these battles are running very long. But he's chewing them up. We'll see if we destroy any more units. That's where you get a lot of your points, is when you destroy an actual unit. You get a lot of your victory. National morale from actually destroying units, as opposed to just killing a lot of their manpower. You got to completely destroy the unit to get some national morale out of that battle. So we outnumber. I don't know if you heard that. I said we outnumber them 6-1 at this point. So this battle's going well as well. I don't know what they keep shouting. Let's see. Prussian victory. And look at how many we destroyed this time. We destroyed 17 units. One of them is a guards unit. That GD means guards unit, which is an elite unit. So we destroyed 17 units. We lost 1,200 men to their 7,000 men. So here we go again. I didn't mean to attack them. This is, in some games, people have said this is kind of gamey to actually attack the Perna troops. You can destroy them very easily. And I didn't mean to attack them. I was trying to get them to surrender, but for some reason, my troops are attacking them, or they're attacking me, and I'm destroying them. So we're at 3-1 advantage. Now we're at about 8-1 advantage. I don't expect him to survive. I seriously was not expecting this to happen when I do that. 9-1. We're just so slowly chewing him up. 10-1. 11-1. Wow. I think we're going to completely destroy this whole army. I definitely was not. This is considered gamey if you do this on purpose, which I was not doing on purpose, but this is going to result in a lot of national morale for me. Look at that. We destroyed 31 units. Wow. That's amazing. So let's see what That's the only thing that makes the turn process long is our battles like that. So let's see. We captured an artillery unit. We captured a siege artillery unit. We captured a supply train. Ferdinand von Brunswick has been congratulated for his action against the enemy. He is now promotable to a new rank. Remember how I talked about in To End All Wars? I kept expecting to see he is now promotable to new rank, and I never got it. But I'm getting it in this game. A lot of them. Look at this. Weedle is congratulated. Fink, Monteufel, Itzenplitz. Wow, what a name. Zastro, Seydlitz, or Seyditz, Seydlitz. And the thing about promoting somebody is you need to promote the one that has the best seniority, or you lose points for it. And it's kind of hard to tell. Let's see. Click to independent forces in command. Click low cohesion. Naval forces, land forces. Let's take naval forces off. Unit list. Oh, here we go. General. There we go. Ferdinand von Brunswick. I believe. So you can sort by rank of seniority. There we go. Okay, Ferdinand von Brunswick is promotable, and he has the highest seniority. I mean, his seniority is 30, and the next one is 47. The lower your seniority, the higher rank you are. It's like, in college football or any kind of rankings, the number one ranking is the best ranking, and that's kind of how this is. If his seniority was 1, he would be the highest ranking. This guy, which is Friedrich the Great, his seniority is 1. He's the highest ranking guy. So the lower the number, the higher the rank you really are. So let's promote Ferdinand von Brunswick, which is this guy. Now, the thing about promoting somebody, and this is the icon, promote leader. Ferdinand von Brunswick will be promoted to a new rank. You can promote a leader if he has a seniority of 1 or 2, or if he has gained 4 seniority points since the start. The thing about promoting a leader is if it's one of the guys that are subordinate to this guy, if it's one of the guys below him, you have to take him out of the formation to promote him. But if he's the leader of the stack, which is what this is called, a stack, then you can promote him without doing any of that. So I'm going to promote him. You can only promote 1 a turn, I think. So that's that. I'm going to promote him. So and these messages blocked by enemy positions in Perna countryside, that's what happened to me. See, I tried to move through Perna to here, and they blocked me. And I don't know if I attacked them because they were blocking me, or they attacked me because they were blocking me, but regardless. Okay. In that first battle, we gained 8 national morale. In the second battle, we gained 11 national morale. And in the third battle, we gained 10 national morale. Like I was saying, and let's go to the victory screen. Like I was saying, it is considered a gamey thing to attack the troops in Perna because of this very situation right here. I didn't plan it that way. I was planning on passing through Perna and blockading them, like the game suggested, or the game said was what Friedrich the Great did historically. But since I wasn't planning on doing it, and I'd really forgotten about that, to be honest with you, it's been so long since I played this game, I'd really forgotten about that being considered a gamey move. And I don't know that it always happens when you're trying to move through the region that Perna's in, but I'm going to keep this. Our current morale is 122. National Morale Sudden Death is on. I think sudden death happens on at 175 or so, or if they get below 30 or so. So yeah, I'm keeping that. So anyway, well, this is my first attempt at a Let's Play for Rise of Prussia, Episode 1. This is an age-old game that simulates the 7 Years' War, which was from 1756 through 1764, I believe, and or 1763. But anyway, I'm gonna close this here because I think this has run on very long. I was doing a Let's Play to End All Wars, but I kept getting crashed to desktop, and I couldn't finish that. So this is my. I immediately went into this game and decided I would play, um, Rise of Prussia, which I don't think very many people have done. I've noticed that there are several Let's Plays to End All Wars, but I don't think there are very many Let's Play Rise of Prussia. It's an older game. It's I've had it for about 8 years now, so it's an older game, but still very. It's a fun game. It really is, and so I'm going to stop it here, and I will see you next time. My name is Gilmer, and thanks for watching.